Hey guys, this is Jerry, welcome to the channel. Today I'm driving the 2024 Abarth 500e. This vehicle is probably one of the coolest vehicles I've driven for a very long time. If you notice the sound, do not forget this is actually a full electric vehicle. That's so cool with that exhaust sound. Let's do a quick tip. Just like that. That's so cool. Alright, let's turn it off before we get reported or hated by everyone. From outside, this is a very small car. This is a compact city driving, urban driving vehicle, of course. Pretty sure you can take this on the track as well. At the front, we get the Abarth logo, black Abarth badge, full premium LED headlights at the front. Looks very cool. It's got Abarth design on it. Some flares over here. Obviously there's no grille available on the full electric vehicle. On the side, on this particular trim, we are getting 18-inch wheels plus the Bridgestone Potenza tires, a sporty tire performance of course. 500e as this was based on for the Fiat trim. At the back, not much space available, so we got probably one luggage space overall. You are still getting rear sitting space, but that's my sitting position. It's going to be quite limited for any adult to sit at the back. It's not going to be comfortable at all. Anyway, this wasn't supposed to be comfortable anyway. Opening the charging port, we can find the Type 2 and the CCS fast charging capability on this vehicle. So outside design, there's not much to discuss. This is pretty much very similar look to the 500e with adding a few trims and pieces, all that things. But the cool thing is inside the vehicle. Let's quickly turn that function on again so we can see how that vehicle is like. There we go. So now the sound is on. It's actually powered by 2 speakers behind, so that speaker is really loud. That's so cool. Like, how do you get this sort of vehicle? It's just so cool to drive something like this on the road. Now let's switch it off just so we can talk about the interior on this vehicle. From the driver's side, we get electric door switch on the driver and the passenger. In case you get stuck, you can't use these functions, you still get the manual lever over here, mechanical lever, window control. These are pretty simple. The steering itself is on the larger side for small size like this. It's got Alcantara finish around the steering and Alcantara finish around the trim. Looks very premium plus very sporty at the same time. Steering looks like a sporty vehicle steering, and quick buttons for your cruise control and for some of the adjustments for the dashboard. Indicator, all that things, and volume control are over here behind the steering. Right in front of us, we get a 7-inch display, so that shows the basic information, things like your driving information, driving assistance, all the small controls. And then right in the center, we have a 10.25-inch display, so that supports wireless Android Auto, wireless CarPlay, plus your navigation and all that information where you need to. So pretty simple, but they are very responsive to control most of the things. You have no problem getting access to it. What I love, as always, on most of Fiat and Jeep vehicles, new generations, you are getting all the physical buttons for your climate control. That's really cool. Gear selector, not really. It's gear selector buttons, so okay, but not the perfect solution. Handbrake are over here, and you get the E mode that changes your driving mode, which we are going to dive into that later. Volume button on the right. We get a few charging sockets, plus a very deep center console in terms of storage capability, and one individual cup holder, another individual cup holder underneath. Center console, nothing to discuss. This, nothing to discuss either. And on the top, we get the manual cover over here for your sunglass or just a moon roof. It's quite hot, unfortunately, so at this sunny day like this in New Zealand, it's really burning my head. But it's a cool design for a small car like this to have those features. Anyway, let's get on the road to see how this goes. We are going to switch the sound on so we can have a little bit fun with it. It's really loud. I'm pretty sure people on the road will be looking at me thinking, what am I doing? But This is totally street legal for the sound, and it's really cool. Let's try first the acceleration on the Scorpion track. Boom. It's got a lot of like punch into it. So let's quickly go through the numbers. The vehicle has only got a small battery pack, 46 kWh battery. That means WLTP range is very limited, 265 kilometers. It's not massive numbers. And in terms of power, it's got 113.7 kilowatts of power and 260 Newton meters of torque. Again, nothing massive, nothing impressive, but the pedal response is super responsive. Let's boost. Wow, this is cool. Being a small car like this, very small chassis, very small sort of body size, the power acceleration, all that things combined is very impressive for what it is. And there are three different driving modes that you can select. Right now we are driving on the most aggressive with limited regeneration on the Scorpion track mode. If we push this button backwards, we can go into the Scorpion straight mode. That means you get reasonable amount of acceleration. At the same time, it will do a one pedal driving. We have no one behind us. Release. There we go. You can feel the vehicle will eventually come to a stop, which we are going to test later on. Last mode is called Turismo mode. So this is more like your daily commute mode. So that means you can drive the vehicle as normal. At the same time, you get the best regenerative braking, which is again one pedal as well. To have the best fun, the best way is to go to the Scorpion track mode. And this is so nice. Look at the handling. In terms of transmission, being EV, just a single speed transmission and front wheel drive, so all the torque are sending to the front. You can feel the steerings are very agile, it's very sensitive on any turning. It's going to be very cool to drive. Driving on city, this is just normal, and there's nothing special about it, which we are going to do a country road soon, so bear with us. And if you drive this around city, this is very loud. As you can tell, the exhaust just so loud. And boost on this Scorpion straight mode still feels very solid. To go. The visibility on this car is superb as well. Being a two-door vehicle, you get very large screen on your side, so I can see everything around me. That's super cool. I get really good visibility at the back, so literally very little blind spot available on this vehicle. Alright, let's go to the track mode and see how it goes once we go over the speed sign. Up here. Nicely handling on this particular surface. Right, let's slow it down a little bit with no one behind us. Boost. Very cool. You are getting a motor noise from the EV motor where it's whining, and you can feel it's zooming, you can feel it's accelerating. At the same time, you are getting that loudspeaker giving you that exhaust sound. That's so cool. And turning, that's very sharp. You are getting a very small amount of body roll, but you can feel it's stay on the ground very well, the low gravity with a heavy weight on the battery pack. Wow, the handle is really good. And just compact size does help with the handling as well. Well, the handling is so good, the suspension is not superb, unfortunately. It's very bumpy with thanks to the big wheels and also the sportiness on this vehicle. On the rough field we're driving on the country road in New Zealand, this feels bumpy, very bumpy. It's not the most comfortable car for sure. Let's crack the windows down just to hear the exhaust sounds, just so I can capture it on the camera. You can feel the car is actually really quiet, apart from the exhaust sound. Once your windows open, the windows up. Boom! It's just surely it puts a smile on you every time you drive this car. It's so cool to have that exhaust sound. I wish every car do have that, you know, information. I remember the Ford Mustang Mach-E has got it, but I wish every car does it, so you can have a little bit more fun. Let's boost. So cool. That's so cool. That's genuinely so cool to have that small effect on the exhaust. And you can feel the exhaust sound does go up while you're accelerating, while you're lowering down, things like that. That's nicely done. I mean, very good job, Abarth, to do this sort of thing. I'm definitely a fan of it. I'm absolutely a big fan of it. When it's slowing down, it's actually got a little bit exhaust sound. Well, it's like changing downshift, things like that. Obviously, there's no downshift on this car. Wow, just brilliant overall. So cool. I'm gonna stop here so I can turn that exhaust down. So obviously you can only do that while the vehicle is not in motion. So let's go to park, get that exhaust turned down so I don't annoy anyone else on the street. There we go. That's off. Woo, that's so cool. All right, let's drive the vehicle in a sensitive way around this area again to see how it's like. I'm still trying to get used to this particular gear shifter. It's a little bit strange for me. Look at that. With no exhaust sounds, this feels super comfortable. It's very relaxing to drive. Very limited noise coming from the vehicle drivetrain. Such a relaxing car to drive. And turning is still very solid, and I love the pedal response on the track mode. Every time you touch it, it's just instant. Can you feel that? Let's do pedal down, boom, just like that. There's no hesitation. On paper, very limited number, only 113.7 kilowatts. It's not massive at all, but powering this car, it feels sporty. From 0 to 100k, this vehicle is about 7 seconds, by the way. So good enough. And let's try the boost. 1, 2, 3. Really good. It's really cool. Let's go to a sensible mode, to the straight mode, just so we can test to see if the suspension does help, does get gentle on this rough seal at all. To be fair, I don't feel much. There's very tiny bit of improvement, I think. But yeah, not massive. You can still feel all the small things around. You can still feel all that. Feel the regenerative braking as well. It's quite massive. Cool. another acceleration. It does feel faster than the 113 kilowatts indicates. Feels a lot faster than that. Look at the pedal response. It's just the whole hatch response is crazy amount of power that's sending to the wheel, powering the car. Again, we are going to the bumpy road again. Let's go back to the Turismo mode just to see if that helps a little bit. That's good. Definitely feels less bumpy on the road. The acceleration is a little bit more gentle on this particular mode as well. You can consider this as an eco or semi-city driving mode. Handling is good. It's not as sharp as this track mode, to be fair. Love the exhaust sound. I can't stop smiling about the exhaust sound. It's so cool. I love the gauge. Shows you charging, powering, charging again, just like that. Let's go back to the straight mode. So I have a little bit more power sending to the wheel. Even on straight mode, which wasn't the super track mode, still got really good response. Just like that. It's throwing me back to the seats. This car is just so much fun. It's not gonna break 0 to 100 k's in 4 seconds. It's still got a lot of small things, annoying features, things like the sunroof. It's so burning, so hot. The boot space is small. The rear seats just not comfortable for any adults. But no matter how many you got on the list of negativities on this car is still so cool. Like, all the cool features will run over all the negativity part of the vehicle. It's just unbeatable in its unique features, unique things about this vehicle. I just love it so much. I can't believe how much I love this car. Now, driving this around town without the external sound and under the street or Turismo mode, this just feels like a nice cruise car. It's fairly quiet, reasonably comfortable, not the best comfortable vehicle of course. Still feels, you can feel the bumps, you can feel the suspensions rocking around. The regenerative braking is quite heavy, so if I let it go from here, 1, 2, 3, let it go. Just like that, that'll come to a complete stop. Then I'll also put the hold on. I'm gonna inch forward just a tiny bit. Hold. Just like that. That's the one pedal driving. Certainly very cool. And turning, very easy. Turning circle is so small on these cars, so there's no weird turning angles, things like that. It's still a lot of fun. Still got excessive amount of power even with the small motor. Look at that. Handles okay. Again, you are going to feel bumps here and there as this car just, yeah, it's going to be like that. It's not going to be the most comfortable vehicle. Noise itself is okay. On the rough seal right now, it's very noisy. Once we go over that, you will hear the reduction. Yeah, not much tire noise. There's the bit whiny noise on the electric motor, as every single EV will do. Definitely not terrible. I just love how it handles around this corner. Look at how confident I can get on this. Just cruisy, no problem at all, no issue at all, driving around the corners when you need to. quite interesting. The direction just very solid. And we want to have fun, even on straight mode, you can, just like that. There we go. Just endless amount of power that's available on this particular road and on any conditions. I just have to say, I absolutely love this car. This is the coolest car I've ever driven, I think, by now. Anyway, that's pretty much about this video, all I wish to talk about. And if you're looking to purchase one in New Zealand, Auckland, do not forget to contact David at Andrew Simms. I'll leave all his contact details down below. If you're interested in more POV drive videos like this for any vehicles in New Zealand, do not forget to subscribe and like. That'll be really helpful for the channel. That's the last boost, and that's the end of this video. There we go. See you next time.